G'day guys, Steve here, Marlin Campers. I want to go through a quick video on how I remove the tonneau cover and how I put the tonneau covers back on. So at the back of the trailer, you'll see that's where the zipper starts. It's one big long zipper. So we're going to go around the trailer and undo that. If you've got a helper, you can have them on the front corner there and get them to reach over the toolbox and continue. But if you're by yourself, like I am, come the whole way around and get to the end. Now when you get to the very end here, I'll just get the camera to zoom in a bit. Sometimes the zipper at this point won't go any further because there's a piece of the zipper behind that you need to move. Particularly when they're brand new, you'll see this part of the zipper can get a little bit caught and stop the runner, which is this silver piece, from moving. So brand new camper, you may have to put your finger behind and just move some of that material out of the way. We want to get to the very end, so they come apart. Once they're apart, what I like to do here is fold it up from the back to the front. So again, if you've got two of you, you can work on both sides. If you're by yourself, you may have to zigzag back and forth until you get it to the very front. Once you're at this point, if you do it neatly, you can actually roll it into a bit of a ball, and that way it'll fit inside the toolbox. So I'm rolling that up, and then in that shape, you can get it to go inside the toolbox, rest it up the front, rest it on the ground. So that's a quick and easy way to get it off. Don't forget, once you've got your tonneau cover off, down on the corner here, this is the collar. You move the collar down and you would do that to all four corners. So getting that done, we've got the tonneau cover completely removed. Now we'll put the tonneau cover back on. Because you always roll it from the back of the trailer to the front, we always know to start at the front and roll our way to the back. Things when you put the tonneau cover on I want to point out. One of them is something that will make it a lot easier for you to put on, and another one is just to make sure you don't do any damage. We are much stronger than the zipper, so there's a technique I use which you'll get told over handover to make sure that you're protecting your tonneau cover. First thing is, you'll see people who want to help you go around the camper and tuck in all the corners. So I'm going to do that now. This is actually going to make it really, really hard for you to work the zipper, and I'll explain why over here. With all the corners tucked in, when I go to join my zipper up, it's really hard for me to move the cover because it's locked in on all four corners. So that makes it really difficult. So if you've got someone helping or just doing it by yourself, don't pull the corners down, leave it up, leave it loose. It doesn't matter how messy the cover is, you want to leave that how, just in any position like that. The only part we're focused on is where our runner is and what's in front of it. So now that I've got the corners up, I can move that around freely. Coming close on the camera there, you've got your piece of the zipper that's going to slide through the runner into there, so we've got a full connection, and then that'll go. Now here's the tip. I'm going to swap sides with the camera. These are an external zipper. They're a big chunky plastic zipper. It's going to stop all the dust and dirt and everything. They're designed for outdoor use, but you're going to be a lot stronger than what a zipper is. Don't just grab it and pull on it and force your way through. You will tear these teeth out. The way you do it, hold on lightly with a couple of fingers and just let it go. Now if something stops, it'll fall out of your fingers just like that. Looking at here, if I can just get you to zoom in on the camera, the reason it stopped is you can see the zipper's separated. So as the person putting the cover on, it's your job to be watching the zipper and straightening it. So as soon as I pull backwards, it's easy again. So I'm constantly looking for bits of tent that are poking in, or is the zipper straight, and I'm holding it with those two fingers. When I get around to the corner here, I want to be able to see the zipper. So as you get to a corner, make sure you've got that folded up so that you can bring the zipper around and straightening as you go. So just around the corner, same thing. Over on this side, I'm going to lift that up. And now I'm looking at the zipper, I'm looking if there's any parts of tent that are poking out, and I'm pulling it straight so that I can pull that with two fingers, and as soon as it gets tight, it slides out. At no point should it feel like you're forcing anything. And if you do force it, you will pull a tooth out. And these are a $600 tonneau cover. So it'd either be going to an upholsterer, getting a new zipper put in, or $600 and we can send you a new cover. Come around to the back corner here. Now this one's pretty neat. Not everybody folds it up that much. It probably looks a bit more like that most of the time when you're packing up. So what I like to do on the very last corner is put my hand behind, and that just makes sure that the zipper's not going to get caught up with any material. Pulling it across until you get to the very end, and then fold your cover over. Once you've got all the corners done, the very last thing you do is on both sides, you'll see this elastic, and the elastic is to help pull that cover so that it doesn't flap too much in the breeze. Underneath the camper on the timber, there's a hook. Might see if we can get the camera under there to show that. That's going to go onto that hook. Second one here, third one here. Awesome. So that is how I put the camper, or how I take the camper cover off and how I put it back on. 2 pieces of advice when you're putting it back on is don't neaten it up, leave it messy. You're only focused on where your zipper is, and make sure you're holding it with a couple of fingers and you're not forcing it, because you will tear a tooth out if you don't take time to make sure your zipper's straight and that all the canvas is tucked in. Hope that helps you. Have fun camping, and if any time, reach out if you need any help.